Performance decreasing, but perhaps a slightly slower rate of strength gain. So I'll stop right there, and Zach, you can add any color to that.
Yeah, I just a little bit. I've said before kind of my bias in terms of avoiding that fatigue. I get where he's coming from, but it is a great job of pointing out that we are all drawing a line somewhere in the middle, and where I'm drawing the line with emerging strategies is more toward that maximizing signal to noise ratio end of things. I think a lot of other smart coaches, focused coaches, are aware of this and just. What about like an isometric contraction? It's pretty low skill, fairly non-invasive. Well, it's non-invasive and just not all that demanding. But if your strength improves in an isometric contraction,
I very much enjoyed that answer. Just trying to.
You're right on it, and I would say that another layer that I would add to it, and I think that you're right, and your approach is correct as far as improving the components of strength will improve the net of strength. One thing that I wrestle with from time to time is the complexity of the whole person, and that's kind of where I like the highly pragmatic approach. I think, and I'm no philosopher, but I think in the sense of pragmatic philosophy, more not just like anyway, sorry, I'm getting hung up on nothing. But I like focusing on the outcomes because if we knew without a doubt that, I guess since we're here, we'll pick on you guys a little bit, that you can train at 6-7 RPE, let's say, and it doesn't really compromise hypertrophy at all. In fact, you can accumulate more volume that way, so it might even be better, right? But then you have an individual athlete who just hates training that way, so they're not as bought in and stuff like that. My thought is, well, that'll show up in the outcome of the training, that they're not applying themselves, and that they apply themselves more fully to higher RPE stuff, and then that's them a better result. So that would be the way to go. I'm sure that you guys do the same stuff. You probably just get to that answer with a slightly different algorithm.
Yeah, I just to chime in on that a little bit, I think that's totally a great way to think about it. Like you said, I think we come to that conclusion just in a different way. We kind of, like Josh said, we kind of have these components we think will improve the goal the most. And then if somebody in one of those pieces is intent, focus, how much you enjoy the training, we very, very much acknowledge that. And it's not just hypertrophy training is this, strength training is this, we're research nerds, this is how you do it. It's not that, because we're definitely been burned by that probably when I was like 16 and just thought I knew everything and it was a worldview. But yeah, the intent, the focus, how much you enjoy the training is very much one of those pieces. And it's the interaction of all of them that we're trying to take into account to improve the goal. So I think, we may have this theoretical basis that piece A, that's hypertrophy training, may tell us to do maybe closer to failure or whatever. But a person